What's up, everybody? What's going on? What's going on? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Hope everybody's okay. Check, check. There we go. Audio okay? J-Rock. Got an injury. Good to see you. Good to see everybody. Right, hit the like button. Say hello. 24 people. I know a lot of people's probably busy right now, but I had a few minutes to kill. Thought I would hop on for a few minutes and take a look at some charts. Thanks, Chris. What's up, Kobe? What's going on, everybody? Good to see you all. Good to see you all. I'm trying to look at some different time frames here and get my opinion. When I go to the daily, what's up, Flying Fish, Chaz, Yolanda, Adam, Edwin? Let's get it, man. I wish we could trade on Sundays, right? We're all going to have to open up a futures account so we can get some futures trading. Get that, John, get that shaky hand on that buy button. What's up, Jackson? Who from Arkansas? Nice. Hope y'all had a good weekend. Had a little time to kill. Got some band practice later this evening, and I won't have time to get on tonight. So I've been missing doing a few live streams with everybody here and there. So I wanted to hop on and see what everybody was up to. Maybe look at a chart or two. Yeah, you're welcome, Troy. What's up, Brew 2? Beba from Cali. Murph. Yeah, man, thank you all. Can you explain how you got your 546.50 level from Friday if you still have it up? I probably erased it 10 times, but I'll get it, man. Yeah, I'll explain it. That's an easy one before I get into this. You see what we're coming into. That big boy right there. 557 up to 560. It's going to swat us. Going to tell us to get out of there. We're going to have to get some. We're going to have to stomp on the gas when we get there. If we don't, we're going to get denied. I'll give you that 546.50 level, and I'll tell you exactly why, my friend. Some people get hung up on. I'm just gonna blow it. Look. This is pre-market. The brown shaded area. Blow it up, and I'm gonna turn off. Here's the 200. Okay, turning it off. Nothing but candles. Nothing but candles. 5-minute chart. The brown shaded area is pre-market. So sometimes we get lost on pre-market high, right, and pre-market low, right here. Sometimes we get lost on that, and that's the only level we look at. Okay, 546.50. If I show you, there is a consolidation zone right here. You see that? That's why I get that. That's why, Kobe. Because there are sometimes multiple levels in pre-market. So, I mean, that's why. You see, we come down. We get a flat top up here, and then we start losing because we can't get over it, right? We come down, we make a bottom. We bounce. Then guess what? Can't get it, can't get it, can't get it, can't get it. Tap the bottom again. Looky there. We broke back over it. So, when I throw on VWAP, that was a tricky, I ain't saying that's an easy play, but that's a tricky play coming out of the gate with that. When that thing starts wicking down and then comes back across VWAP, I can snag it. And that's how we got those two candles right there. It was starting to break that level. Last candle of pre-market was breaking that level. Now, to go back over again on Friday, if we mark our structure, 1, 2, 3 candles, okay, here's the top. Let's make it yellow. Here's the top of morning market. And now guess what? This becomes the bottom of morning market. 1, 2, 3 candles. Here's the low, here's the high of morning market. There's 2 trades if you're quick. 1, 2, 3 candles, 15 minutes form. We're stayed in a range. Here's the first trade. We break below morning market here. See that? When this candle starts crossing that line, you get 2 candles for a 1 point play, 544.50. Actually, almost 2 points, 546.40. So if you get 80% of that move, you got a 1.5. Where's the next place we cross it? Hang on. Is that you, bud?
What?
Is that you?
Yeah, I'm in here.
Wait, it sounds like somebody's beating on the wall.
That was the dog
Oh,
beating on the door.
good Lord. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry, guys. Sounded like somebody was beating the hell out of my door. I ain't the one. I swear it sounded like, and then through this microphone, it sounded like somebody was just beating the crap out of my door. It was my dog. Because I come to the door prepared. All right, sorry about that. Okay, where was okay, right here. Sorry, guys. So, one short right here, puts down to where? Pre-market low, pre-market low, pre-market low, pre-market low. Now, this was a super choppy day, right? It says we have to take the wicks into consideration like the doji if it breaks the law. J-Rock, I always do market orders. On SPY, there's virtually no spread. Daniel, I do take into consideration wicks sometimes. I will take wicks into considerations when I can line them up with other levels. As far as this consolidation zone, when I see a flat top, I'll just mark it on the flat top whenever I can. I got all these wicks lining up. As far as this is kind of a doji even though it's not a really thin body. It's still a doji. Of indecision. So when we broke under this, if you're ready to grab puts, let's say this candle is on the bottom of morning market. This was probably green for a second when it wicked up, and then it started flushing down. When it starts flushing down, I want puts loaded, whatever I want, being able to hit buy when this thing starts coming down, because that candle moved quick. Got half a retrace, so I stay in the play, boom, down. Now, yes, you could have bought calls off of the bottom of pre-market, and it would have worked. You could have took risk there. That's a possibility. Anytime you're coming to lows of day or pre-market lows or morning market lows, you can start looking at calls for a bounce. I do it quite often, and even sometimes I only get one candle, but it's a heck of a bounce, and I get 20, 30, 40%. You can do it, so keep that on your radar. Again, right here, wick down, I'm not in it, wick down, I'm teeter-tottering. When this body starts forming up here, then I might consider taking a quick scalp back up to the bottom of morning market. The next play is so easy. The next two plays are so easy. Look, if you're just patient, you don't play nothing the whole day except this right here. And the retest. Perfect retest of VWAP in the top of morning market structure. Once this goes, it goes. Once this retests, and at the same time, I want to mark highs of day, right? When I made that high and I got that reversal to the downside, I'm marking that. And if I'm in calls here, when we break the top of morning market, I'm trimming most of my position when I get to the top of pre-market. This rolls through. You could have held a runner through it, but it makes sense to cut it here. Now, can you take shorts up here? There's nothing telling me that unless I start going way back. So the first time, no. And then it never really revisited again. So, but I could take longs here. I could go in calls right here because it retests VWAP. It retests the bottom of morning market, and you could wait for this candle to close and then take the next candle. So when we do that, then let's go look at our MACD on like a 30. And this was a hard one to read, I'll be honest with you. But if you're on, looky there, cross up, and it stays above the signal line, so it's more of a slow melt. But let's look at the 15. Okay, the 15's hard one. 15's a hard one today, on that day. So really the cross through the zero line was the move. Like I always, that's always, 90% of the time that's a stronger move. When that blue line fires through the middle of the histogram, that is a strong move. And if you took it, it was on that candle as we were breaking morning market, right? That's trading view, Troy. I guess what gets me, I wait too long for confirmation, get in, then it reverses like in a consolidation move, then I'm always in the red pressure. Okay. I feel you, Daniel. Daniel, I think you have to start really marking these, if you take all of my lines off just now, and you only mark Sergio, I'll answer that really fast, and I see you in the chat a lot, and I'm glad you're here, man. But you are getting hung up on strikes way too much because you ask it all the time. You ask that question. Your strike, I can be really general, okay, when I say this. I'm gonna throw a Weeble up here for you. I'm gonna answer your question in about 10 seconds, okay? Here's the SPY. Here is Monday's options. I'm just going to go off of, here's the after hour, or here's where we closed, 550.64. If I'm looking at calls and we are at 550.64, I can go between 550 and 555 and I'm just fine. The same on the puts. If we are at 550, okay, here is at the money, 550 put. 2, 3, 4, 5 strikes out, you're fine. Take what you want. It don't matter. It does not matter. If I tell you I took a 545 and I got 50%, and you took a 549 and got 25 or 30%, the dollar amount's going to be pretty close. Just because the percentage changes, I might go out of the money a little bit if they're cheaper. And if you catch momentum, they move faster for you, but they're also a little more volatile. If you want less volatility, stay close to the current price. If it's 550, buy you a 549 strike. Go 1 or 2 strikes out, and you're always going to be fine. It doesn't matter what strike you choose. If Josh says he's going into this for calls or going into this for puts, just choose you a strike within a few strikes of where the money's at, of where the price is, and you'll be just fine, okay? Yeah, Selfish Friday morning was a really hard day to trade. Don't beat yourself up. Super hard day to trade. So that's what I'm saying. On a day like Friday, if you simply mark your 4 spots, pre-market high, pre-market low, morning market high, morning market low. Got to zoom in here, right there. Boom. Okay. Change these colors for your morning market. Make them something else. There's purple. Morning market is purple. Okay. Don't take a trade till it breaks morning market or pre-market. Don't take a trade until it breaks morning market or pre-market. Okay? That gives you 4 trades. Just like I said a minute ago. First one's a short when it crosses down under morning market. Second one's a short going under morning market. Third one is crossing over morning market. The fourth one is the back test and reclaiming of morning market. 4 trades for the day. Or you don't take a trade at all until it breaks the top or the bottom of your lowest point if you want, which in case you could have took this trade. Top of pre-market, but this was a wide range. So if you want to spend the whole day waiting for that high to be broke, you're going to be waiting a while. But that still gives 549.55. That's still 1.5. That's a nice play. Aid, the MACD has to stack for me like I get 5-10. I start looking for the 15 to follow suit. I start watching to see if the 30 is going to follow or if it gets denied. Then when the 30 falls, you got to see if the hour is going to continue with it. That 30-minute, 1 hour will give a good move. Okay, somebody said not for Tesla. It was up. What do you mean, LD? What's up, Jen? Flying fish. I see the RSI. What histogram are you using below that? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you're asking, Flying Fish. I'm not 100% on what you're asking. Dylan, I'll try to do the volume profile right quick. Oh, for Tesla, it was up. LD, I'm not sure what you're saying. I might have misunderstood. Yeah, the afternoon was way better, Selfish. So there you go, LD. Nice. Yeah, Tesla ripped. Kobe, I'd be happy to. I'm really scheduling. I'm about a month out right now. I'm trying to keep up. I don't know if I'm gonna catch a day. I may try to schedule a day on a weekend where I can do like 8 or 10 and knock a bunch out. I'm telling you, it's I'm having a hard time to keep up. I know a lot of people want help, and I want to help. What indicator? That volume indicator with the white line. I'm on. This is my MACD down here, Flying Fish. So when okay, maybe I can explain this MACD for a few minutes. If I can go back to the last really good call that I had, if you guys remember last week, I told everybody I was watching for 508.50 to hold. Okay. Now nobody can tell me I didn't get that level right. I said I'm watching 508.50 to hold. And when I dial back to a 5-minute, you'll see we get this double bottom. This will help with the MACD a little bit too, guys. Okay, you're going to get this double bottom down here. I'm just going to take VWAP off. This is nothing but candles, okay? I'm on a 5-minute chart. Don't pay no attention to my dog in the background. Okay, I'm going to get this whole week for you right here. I'm going to run through it really nice, okay? Here's that Monday. I'm going to mark that high, okay? Here's where right in there. This dollar in here. Here's where Monday open. It comes up, tries to retest. It can't go across it. Okay. Monday makes a low. I'll mark it here. I'll close in on them bodies on 5 minutes. Now, look exactly where after hours tests. Now I want you to look at Tuesday. Tuesday tries to come up to give Monday's high test. It can't even get there, so it don't break it, right? But it don't make a new low until when? After hours. Now, look where Monday's low gets retested again on Wednesday, right? It's telling us I'm not coming back up right now. It tried, it retested, it failed. So Wednesday makes a new low, and I also mark things in between sometimes. Like this, we get that run down. This whole day consolidates. And if you just mark your lows at that point, when that breaks, there's your money for the day. Again, here is Wednesday's low, right? You also got a little hop off this level. Right there, right? But here's Wednesday's low. Now, if we only look guys, look where we retest and bounce that day. But we can't overcome, and we don't make any new highs. But what do we do the following day here on Monday? Look, we're making new lows. When we make new lows, we make new lows. When we make new highs, we make new highs. Hi, Shelly. When we make new lows, I want you to go look in the mirror when you get off of this dang video and tell yourself, when we make new lows, we make new lows. When we make new highs, we make new highs. Structure. Highs, lows, structure. That's all it is. Start thinking of it in those terms. And you have to go back. This gets easier in range for me. Some people don't want to trade a range. They want to trade breakouts. I like trading breakouts too, but if I can't find something that's above me and below me, hell, you might have to go back 6 months or a year to find that structure. But look, we come back up this day. We can't overcome these lows. What do? We make new lows. Let's do that whole day right there for a second on a 5-minute chart. Let's do this that whole day. Watch this. We come down. We break under pre-market right here. We hit consolidation for, what is that, 30 minutes, 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes. We break it. We break it. We break it. We break it. We make new lows. We come down. We find a spot that we hop off of, right? We bounced. Guess what? We made new lows. When we broke that, we made new lows. Double bottom. Guess what? It didn't make new lows. 508.50. Halfway through that candle, I posted, I'm watching 508.50 to hold. And then I start looking, man, why does it do that to me sometimes? I want you to look. Why is it doing that? Okay. There's MACD. You got a 5 cross in consolidation. I want you to look at the 15 on this day. Right here. The 15 crosses at the same point, and I'm not making new lows. This is April 21st. 30-minute. April 21st. Here we go. 30-minute follows suit right at the end of the day. I took calls at 5:11 or something like that. 5:10, 7, yeah, right in here. I took calls and told everybody. Now, that was on that Monday, and I thought to myself, the 15 went, the 30 went. I'm going to take a opportunity here and a chance that the 1 hour is going to follow in after hours. Look, the 1 hour followed. And the 1 hour continued all the way through the middle of the histogram. The green and the red is histogram. The middle point of the green and the red is the zero line. When the MACD is the blue line. When the blue line gets to the middle of the histogram and fires through it, that's a good move. That is always a good move. Now look. This is a 1 to 3 day move. I'm developing a short-term swing strategy, largely based off this. There's going to be a few other indicators with it, but this was money in the bank. You buy 5 days at the money, you hold 1 to 3. If you hold 1, hell, you can sell at the top of this day. That's great money. 510 to 520. I'll take that. 20-point move. If you hold 2 days, you even get this 545. That's a banger move right there. But look, we just made lows. We broke lows, we made new lows. We broke lows, we made new lows. When we started reclaiming, we reclaimed each level one at a time. But now look where we was on Friday. Look what we did. On Thursday, we contended with the same level once, twice, 3 times tested, and it wouldn't go. When we broke 544 here, 544.30, something like that, it made new highs. Look what it did. It back tested for another entry here at 544.50, and it held. These were supports now. When resistance gets broke, it becomes support. When support gets broke, it becomes resistance. Now, what do we have to do? We have to find what's above us because we're in an up move. And when I go back, I'll get to questions in just a second before I get off of here. I see this consolidation right here, and that's behind us and above our current price. So I'm going to measure back to it. That's what I want to see. Look what we're coming into. Look what we're coming into right here. I hear you, Jorge. What's up, Jose? Okay, look what we're coming into. One hour's powerful, Daniel, for sure. What's up, Bruce? Jose, I'm so proud of you, man. Wilmer, 700% on Tesla. Man, it was a beast. I didn't have options, but I got long-term shares. Yeah, I enjoyed the rip up too. Jim Bless, Maggie. Did you see Maggie? Where's she at? Oh. So Manu, I hope that helps you. You know, I like for MACD to be a sequential thing, because when it gets, you know, is it easy? Yeah, but it's not always as easy. When it gets when it gets to it, like I love the 1 hour. When it gets to a point where it's intertwining on top, sometimes it gets a little more difficult to read. When I zoom in on it, I'm going to tell you right now, it's right at, it met and got denied of crossing so far. So we'll have to see what happens tomorrow. I sort of would expect maybe some pullback, but I think we're going to have trouble right here at 554.70 and up to 561. I think we're going to have trouble there. And that's the next thing to overcome. Now, when we overcome that, let's go to a daily. I'll just get a little piece of that up there. So I'm going to show you right here. It's going to be really easy to see. You see this? When we overcome these two levels here, we can start regaining some momentum. And the daily fired up. Look, this daily needs to come up to the 0 and fire through it. But we got to look at other time frames. When I go to the weekly, I like it because it got flat down here. If I can zoom way in, see that blue line? It gets flattened out down here. Hopefully, and we got negative bars coming back up, so hopefully this thing can start turning. Now, I did notice Josh's video, and I do, you know, you got to take into consideration the monthly. And when I go back to the monthly and bring this down to a pivot low, excuse me, even without this, look at this. I bring you a bar to this high point back here. Look where we kissed. Look at that. Look at that. I can spot that 100 yards away. Look at that. Right there it was. If we lose that, we could come on down. Probably here at 458. Right now they defended it though. The Bulls defended it. I got you, Brian. Jackie, in the description of the video, my email is in there. I have officially returned all emails and messages over the weekend and scheduled a bunch. And May is almost booked out. Like I said, though, I might take a weekend date and do like 8 or 10 and just lock in right here at the house, you know, and do a bunch one day. But the email's in there in the description. Also, if you want to upgrade with my link, it's in the description. That helps me the most of anything. If you subscribe to Josh's Discord with my link, that's the biggest help. And then tip jars are in there too. So I appreciate everything. If you want to learn Weeble like I do it, the Weeble link is in there, and I can set that up for you. And I love the Weeble options, the turbo options. Yep, Troy, it's everybody, it's spy.lordscalps@gmail.com, and it's in the description of the video, the email is. Let me catch up here, man. Very sorry I missed the name of that indicator showing this. That is the fixed range volume profile Versace. Really the visual of it doesn't have to be a certain amount of numbers or points, you know, or dollar amounts. Um, yeah, Ace. I am planning on that. It's not as it's sometimes it's not as valuable as one to one. So I have to ask Josh first. This, first and foremost, this is Josh's area, and I always respect that because he's. Without Josh, I wouldn't have nothing. I'll just be honest with you. No job at Christmas time this year, and Josh just found me out of the blue. So I pretty much owe everything to him, and I got to ask him first before I set that up and do it. See how to go about doing it properly, and because the way I feel is if I got $1, Josh has got $1. That's kind of how I feel about it. Nathan, I want to buy calls on Monday and hold till Wednesday on SPY. Can I get your opinion? Nathan, my opinion is nothing right now. I have to see pre-market. Yep, I got to see pre-market. I think it's a strong move up. I think let me get a 30 here. You see the 30 starting to cross down. For support right now, I feel like 540 at 549.60 area is kind of holding, and that was pretty much the top of pre-market and what we had to overcome Friday. When I go to a daily, it's still bullish leaning to me. And then we have a level like here, and probably here that we gotta overcome. Ultimately, see that double bottom that never completed there. It rejected and gapped down. But overall, the MACD is pointing upward, but we're under the zero line until this thing really gets closer to up here and starts going through it. I'm not super bullish, but we're definitely a strong move up. This has been a strong move up. I like it. Let me throw the RSI back on. Right there. So 53. The RSI is at 53 on the daily. That thing gets over 55, we can start cooking. Thanks, Aid Jackson. Thank you. You're welcome, Nathan. Thank you, Nathan. I appreciate that. What's up, Sam? Ace from coal miner to SPY lord. I like that, man. That's true. So, that's some things I'm looking at, guys, and I really want to, I like playing levels at a time, being safe and. All right, my friends, how long you been doing? Thomaston, how long you been doing this? S-L. What? Spy Lord. Been with Josh since about November, and then went full time right at Christmas. I lost my job, and then decided this was what I wanted to do. And Josh has been gracious enough to give me a place. And so, yeah. Jose. Did you just super chat $200, brother? Joy, thank you for the tip. Thank you so much. Jose, you didn't need to do that, my friend, but thank you. You didn't need to do that. I can hit Apple right fast before I go, but I do have to go. Let's see here. Thank you, man. Thanks, Daniel. Thank you so much. Okay. Apple's tough read, man. Gonna have trouble right here, brother. 214. 213 to 215 could be some trouble. You get over 215, yeah, you got a shot to 220. I would tell you that's resistance. Over this, you got a shot to 220. RSI is starting to fail here though, around 52 on the daily. It really needs to get a little pump. It give a nice crossover back here. This has got to continue though. It's got to continue. That would be, you're gonna run into trouble there though. Okay. Thanks, guys. Thank y'all so much. All right, my friends. Peace. I love you. I appreciate you. No, it's not. I don't have Lux, Thomas. I don't have any lucks. Tried it once for a few months and decided it just wasn't for me at the time. I may try it again later. It's a great program, but if you buy Lux, but you need to spend 3 to 6 months with it. Okay. The TV, I cannot figure out the drawing. This panel here, Kelsto. Is that what you're talking about? This is the volume profile, fixed range volume profile. I've altered it some. I'll do a video with my settings and show you guys about it. It's how I find my levels a lot of times. Ready for the boom boom. Me too. Kelsto, if you're talking about this toolbar here that I'm floating around, what you have to do, Jackie, thank you. I sure appreciate that. Thank you so much. Jackie with the super sticker. Thank you so much, Jackie. Thank you, Jose, for the super chat. So, to get that toolbar, you have to go to your tools over here. Any tool you find, every one of these tools has a drop down tab, but it's to the right, like right here. And you just add a star on the ones that you use a lot or that you want. Okay. And when you start clicking a star, it will start adding to this toolbar. It's just a quick toolbar. So if I wanted to add the pitchfork, when I push the star, it's going to add to the toolbar. See? When I remove it, it goes away. So anytime you want to add something, thank you, Jose. Thank you, Chris. Thank you. So anytime you want to add a tool to that toolbar up there, you just come here, like if you want to add the fib retracement, hit a star and it'll be right there quick for you. Okay, hopefully that helps. Here goes the airplane over my house. Sergio, thank you. Sergio, I see you in here learning, my friend. You stay with it. Don't you give up. Don't you give up. Don't you give up. Remember your strikes, man. Your strikes are just up to you. Don't place too much emphasis on which strike you're going to pick. Thank you, Troy. So, yeah, don't place too much emphasis on which strike you're going to pick, man. You can always go 1 or 2 out of the money. You're fine, especially these day trading scalps. I'll go a little further out sometimes. You can get something. Thank you, Troy. You can get some more volatility, maybe more explosive moves, like whereas if I got a 555, 5 points out there, 5 strikes out, instead of buying the 550 at $3.60, I could get 3 of these 555s and get a higher percentage move at pretty much the same value. So that's kind of, it's a give and take thing. You know, there's pros and cons with each one. Good, bye, Cardi. Good. All right, nephew, take care, my friend. All right, peace, guys. I'm going to go fix a little chicken. Love y'all. And post levels in the morning. I'll see you live in the morning. Love you guys.